After spending time in the museum, Ryle decided to shop at Chanel and walk 65 meters. Afterwards, he walked 90 meters from Chanel to Hermes. From the museum, Ryle forms an angle of 55 degrees having a view of the two luxury stores. What is the distance between the museum and Hermes? We have our given angle M is equal to 55 degrees, side H is equal to 65 meters, and side M is equal to 90 meters. Now plotting this value to our triangle will result in this, and this is a side-side angle, which is an ambiguous case for law of sines. Now first step to find for the distance of H and M will be finding the value of our angle H. Now to solve for the value of our angle H, we'll be using this formula followed by substitution of values and cross multiplication. We now have 90 sine H is equal to 65 sine 55. To eliminate 90 in the left side of the equation, divide it by both sides of the equation. We now have sine H is equal to 65 sine 55 over 90. Input this value in our scientific calculator, and we now have sine H is equal to 0.5916. And to convert this decimal value into degree, we'll be getting the arcsine of 0.5916. We have now angle H is equal to 36.27. And to know how many solutions are there in this triangle, simply subtract 180 to the value of our angle H. Difference is at 143.73. Next, we'll be adding 143.73 to the value of our angle M. And 198.73 is the sum. As we can see, this is greater than 180, therefore this triangle only has one solution. To get the value of our angle C, 180 minus quantity 55.36.27. Simply do PEMDAS, and we now have the value of our angle C is equals to 88.73. We now have the value of our angle C we can now get for our side C. Using this formula once again, next will be substitution of values and cross multiplication. We have C sine 55 is equals to 90 sine 88.73. To isolate C into our equation, simply divide sine 55 to both sides of the equation. We now have C is equals to 90 sine 88.73 over sine 55. Simply put this into our scientific calculator. We have C is equals to 109.84 meters. Therefore, the distance between the museum and Hermes is at 109.84 meters.
A ship goes 72 kilometers from Lighthouse A. It can be seen from Lighthouse B, which is 91 kilometers away from Lighthouse A. With two lighthouses, the ship creates 74.5 angle. What is the distance between the ship and the Lighthouse A? So in this problem, we have the side-side angle case or the ambiguous case. So in order to find the distance from the ship to Lighthouse A, we will first need to find the measure of angle A. In order to find the angle A, we must first use the law of sines to find angle B, and since side C is greater than side B, the situation will produce exactly one answer for measure of angle B. So we'll use the law of sine, and we have the 49.7 degrees. And now we know the measure of angle B, we can find the measure of angle A. And we just need to subtract 74.5 degrees and 49.7 degrees to 180, and we get 55.8 degrees. Finally, we can use angle A to find the side A. So we use again the law of sines, then we get the value of side A as 78.1. So the boat is approximately 78.1 kilometers from Lighthouse B.
Ninya makes a triangle using 3 broken rulers measuring 7 centimeters, 16 centimeters, and a ruler with no hatch marks. The angle opposite to the 7 centimeter ruler is 30 degrees. How many triangles can Ninya make? So for this one, notice that the triangle we'll be using is an SSA triangle because we're given two sides and the non-included angle. So for this one, we'll be using law of sines. This will be sine A over A is equals to sine B over B. So substitute the values. A is equals to 7, B is equals to 16, and measurement of angle A is equals to 30 degrees into the equation. So this will be sine 30 all over 7 is equals to sine B over 16. So just cross multiply the two expressions in the equation. So this will be 16 sine 30 is equals to 7 sine B. So divide both sides by 7. This will be 16 sine 30 is equals to 7 is equals to sine B. So simplify the left side of the equation. This will be 16 sine 30 over 7. So 16 sine 30 over 7 is equals to 1.143. Notice that sine B is equals to 1.143, but sine theta or sine B can't be greater than 1 because sine should always be less than 1 because the two legs of a right triangle is always smaller than the hypotenuse, which means that sine can't be greater than 1. So this means that sine B is equals to 1.143 is already an error just by evaluating it. Arc sine of 1.143, this will be an error. So therefore, Ninya cannot make any triangles, or Ninya can make no triangles.
Here's our word problem for law of sine. This is an ambiguous case because we're dealing with side angle or SSA. Here is our given angle A is equals to 30, side A is equals to 6, and side B is equals to 7. Our angle B is unknown, but we are given with side B, so we will be using sine of 30 over 6 is equals to sine B over 7. We cross multiply, we get the answer of 7 sine 30 is equals to 6 sine B. Since we are trying to get angle B, we divide each side by 6. we have the answer of 0.583 is equal to sine B. To get angle B, we use arc sine 0.583. Our final answer would be angle B is approximately 35.69 degrees. As you can see here, our angle B is greater than the given angle. That means that angle B is one solution, but there is one solution we can plug in for angle B. And to get that, we just simply 180 minus 35.69. Our other solution would be angle B is equal to 144.31 degrees. For our first solution, we will be using angle B is equal to 35.69 degrees. To get angle C is equal to 180 minus 30 plus 35.69. Final answer would be angle C is equal to 114.31 degrees. Then we use law of sines to find C. Sine 30 over 6 equals to sine 114.31 over C. Cross multiply, we have sine C is equals to 10.94. For the other solution, using angle B is equals to 144.31, we will find angle C. Angle C is equals to 180 minus 30 minus 144.31. Angle C is equals to 5.69 degrees. We use law of sines to find side C. Sine 30 over 6 is equals to sine 5.69 over C. We cross multiply, we have the final answer. Side C is equals to 1.19.
Law of cosines. To know the length of a MNHS, relatives walk 101 meters from point M to point N, then turn 75 degrees and walk 65 meters to point H. What is the length of MH? We have our given, our angle N at 75 degrees, side H is equals to 101 meters, and side M is equals to 65 meters. Now plotting these values to our triangle will result to this, and this is a side angle side case. Now to solve for the length of M and H, we'll be using the formula N squared is equals to H squared plus M squared minus 2HM cosine of C. Now substitute the values. Next we'll be squaring 101 and 65, multiply 101 and 65, and multiply it by 2, and cosine of 75 degrees is equal to 0.26. Now simplify this equation will lead to 14,426 minus 3,413.8, and the difference of this is 11,012.2. Now to eliminate the square in the left side of the equation, simply square both sides of the equation, and square root of 11,012.2 is equals to 104.9 or 105. Therefore, the length of MH is equals to 105 meters.
For 1 hour, a man is jogging in a single direction. He then conducts a 5-degree left change in direction and jogs 1.5 hours in the new direction. How far is he from his starting place if he maintains a steady pace of 9 kilometers per hour? So this word problem has an angle side angle case, therefore we will use the law of cosine. We use the formula A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared minus 2 times B times C quantity cosine A. So according to this triangle in the illustration, the man will start out in J and then turns in the direction angle O and stops in the angle G. So the question is how far is he from his starting place? We need to identify the length of the side O. The man was jogging in 9 kilometers per hour for 1 hour, so we multiply, we get 9 kilometers. Then for 1.5 hour, we have 13.5 kilometers. And there's one more thing to consider. When he was jogging in his first direction, he turns 5 degrees to the left to angle G. So we were to extend the side, the little angle creates 5%. Therefore, for the large angle, is going to be 180 degrees minus 5 degrees or 175 degrees. So now we have all the values. We just need to simply plot it in the formula. So we have A squared is equals to 9 squared plus 13.5 squared minus 2 times 9 times 13.5 quantity cosine of 175 degrees. Then you can type in all at once in the calculator, then we will have the final answer, 22.5. Therefore, the distance of the man from his starting place is 22.5 kilometers.
A triangular lot sits at the corner of two streets that intersects at an angle of 58 degrees. One street side of the lot is 32 meters and the other side is 40 meters. How long is the back of the lot, or the third side, to the nearest meter? So, notice that our given word problem is using SAS triangle, two sides and an included angle. So, we'll be using the formula of law of cosine. So, this will be A squared equals to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC multiplied to cosine of A. So, this will be the value. So, B is equals to 40, C is equals to 32, and our angle A is equals to 58 degrees. So, substitute the values into the formula. This will be A squared is equals to 40 squared plus 32 squared minus 2 multiplied to 40 times 32 times cosine of 58. So this will be 1,600 plus 1,024 minus 1,356.54. So simplify the right side of the equation. This will be A squared is equals to 1,267.456. So get the square root of both sides of the equation. This will be square root of A squared is equals to square root of 1,267.456. To the nearest meter, this will be A, approximately equal to 36 meters. So the back of the lot measures 36 meters.
Law of cosine, here is our problem. How far is Shana, who is at point C, from the base of the monument, which is located at point A? This is a SAS, side angle side. Using the law of cosine, we use the formula b squared is equals to a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cosine b. Here is our given. Side A is 6, side C is 10, angle B is 14 degrees. To determine this, side across angle A is labeled side A, across angle B is side B, across angle C is side C. So again, our formula, b squared is equals to a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cosine b. We input our values. B squared is equals to 6 squared plus 10 squared minus 2 times 6 times 10 cosine 14. We calculate b squared is equals to 136 minus 120 cosine 14. We have the answer of 19.56. We square it both sides to get side b. Round off to the nearest 10, our answer will be b is equals to 4.4 miles. Therefore, Shana's distance from point C to point A is approximately 4.4 miles.